Hello, today I will comment a game between me and Ilya Shikshin. What we will do, I will first discuss about the voice of the stones, so basically this is the conversation between the players, and then I will go in detail on some key points of the game. The game was played last month in February in online tournament organized by European Go Federation and WBaduk. And the thinking time was very short. It was an online tournament with only 45 minutes thinking time, so the game doesn't have a great quality, but it's very good teaching material. So to start, let's go quickly through the game. This move is a bit special. You don't see it almost. I almost never see it in real games. But it's a show of self-confidence from Black. He says that in Fuseki he can play basically anything and still win. So there is this kind of message to this move. And of course, Black is putting accent on outside, on central influence. White had many options here, but he chose to answer with this game on the outside. This stresses the left side, basically, and the center. And naturally, Black continues towards the corner, White also. This corner is very important for the eye base of both groups. That's why White played on this second line move here. And now another important move of this game, it's this extension. Normally this is a little bit far from the two black stones on the left, but makes very good balance with the Hoshi on the right. So basically with this move, Black is challenging White to enter in this area, and Black says that he can handle this fight. With this move, now this Fuseki, so we have to take large points. White made basically Miai of these two large sides. Black took the upper side, he says the biggest, and naturally White came on the last remaining very large area. This move is very solid, it makes good balance with K3, and Black says something else with this move. He's a little bit concerned about the invasion on the left, so he wants to be very solid in this area in order to handle well the fight when White invades. White extends, this is natural. This invasion can be like a test to see how White answer, and White choose very solid answer like this. And this move, it's saying that Black wants to start attacking White. This exchange is normally not so good for Black, but his continuation here with R12 says that he wants to attack the White group. White is unconcerned, so he says that you can attack me, I will take the large point in the corner. And this move, P17, the Hane was possible also, but with this move Black says he wants Sente, and this is natural because he wants to follow up with his attack on the right side. White has quite a large corner, but instead Black gets the first move and he starts attacking here. Now with this move, Black says he wants to continue the attack by taking the ice here and making a large corner territory. White naturally jumps out here, and Black should also save his two stones, so here it's quite normal what is going on. This move says that White is concerned about the cutting point. There is a cutting point here. This combo A, B and C from Black, it's a very dangerous combo, so White is concerned about this move. So he defends. Normally Black should answer here, this is natural from shape point of view, and White escapes in the center. And now this move is a preparation for Black to build extra thickness in the center. Up to here it's a natural continuation, is first, and now the real purpose of Black was to get this Nobi. This makes thickness and enters the upper side even more. In exchange, black gave white a lot of territory in the corner, so it's plus and minus, and black jumped once more. This kind of move says that black wants to make the lower side on a large scale, while still attacking white. So black is trying to do a lot of things. And this white move says that white is concerned about black building territory in this area, but at the same time is a bit aggressive. I mean, it's saying that white is looking forward to attack this black group, even if it's quite strong right now. And black says it was more important to play in the center. This is an important point. This is a test to see how black answered. Normally black should connect, which he did in the game. And now white, because the lower side starts to be quite impressive, white took the opportunity to press here. This is a very important point. In exchange, black says, okay, you didn't defend against my attack, so I will continue my attack. And this is a test again to see how black answers. Black chooses to resist like this, and because of this black resistance, now white feels that his group cannot die, so he took the opportunity to play one more move here. Black took some serious damage on the lower side. This is very painful to happen. So now black should continue his attack. This move is looking to take away white's eyes. And this is typical Sabaki style. When you want to save your groups, you have to go in contact with enemy stones. This move threatens the cards, but not only this card. For example, if white answer here with good shape, then black wants to cut here, which is very severe. So this is the aim of black. Of course, white will know this and will protect against this cut, which happens in the game. White protected against the very dangerous cut here with this move. But the second purpose of black was to get later this Sente bamboo joint here in order to save his two stones, because white could play at p7 and capture two stones. So it's why black invested the move here, but in exchange black took gote here. Now when white played, black has to connect, and white is Sente again, which means white can play another move after he took it at m13, which is quite big. So here white is testing black's answer to see how he can manage. Black has to connect on the outside, which means that white can capture this stone here. This is quite a successful sabaki, so it should be the end of this sequence. White managed to skillfully escape with this group. In exchange, black got some profit by getting thick in the center and capturing two stones. Also, he got the move at s12, which is rather large jose, and for the black group it's important for his defense. But now it's black's turn to defend on the lower side. So black gets his promised move here. And this move, it's a strange declaration. Black is very weak, but he says he still wants to cut and attack white, which is normally unreasonable. And this move wants to use the AJ he created with the stone at g6 in order to attack the two white stones. And this move is natural to go in between the stones. And black didn't play earlier d5 to connect his stones in center, and now if he connects under, white will just cut, which is terrible for black. So after this, now finally black played this. Black is hoping that white will answer, and then he can connect. But having arrived to this stage, white will not answer anymore. He resists here, so here is quite a tense struggle for life and death. Black is breaking through the shape, but this is a tesuji. Black would like white to come here so he can connect in center and then connect here, but this would be terrible for white. So white resists by cutting, and black extends here. So this is a big exchange what happened here. Black has to fix his shape here with this group. It's still not alive. He cannot escape yet with the stone at g6 because he's too weak. And white is threatening now c8, which is very severe, so black has to answer, so it's more or less some profitable exchange for white. And now white is testing black's answer here. The real aim of this move is to see if white can move from the two cutting stones here. If white managed to escape with these two stones, this would be terrible for black. So black has to be careful, but black chooses maximum resistance here with this kind of move. So in the end, in this result, white cannot connect the two stones, and black successfully managed to connect his center while keeping his territory. This is a test from white, this cut. Black could connect, but this makes a lot of ag, so black chooses to play safe here. This is center for white, and now this move says that white wants to eliminate the ag in the center. There is a lot of possible moves from black there, and it's a slow move but quite steady, quite solid. This is a very large move on territory, and white with this move is saying that he wants to attack black. This black is not yet alive. But black's declaration of okay, so first black connects here, he threatens to cut at e5, so white connects, and now black's declaration that is that he cannot die with this group, so he goes for the large point on the upper side. This move is very solid style. White wants the corner territory, and this is very ambitious. Despite white being very strong in this area, black wants to enter and destroy everything, and now this counter attack is natural. And black again, he resists very strongly here. So black is quite confident that his group cannot die. With this move, white is saying that he wants next to jump in the center or connect on the side. This is a vital point in the shape. And now this is quite severe. Black is saying he still wants to attack the big dragon on the right side, and at the same time he's looking to sabaki with his own group, and attack of course the white stones also on the top. This is a compromise from white. White is giving black a very strong shape. In exchange, he managed to successfully connect his stones and close black in, and now this black is in quite a lot of danger, so he has to be careful. This is a test to see how white answered. And now black break in here. White cannot try to kill this black yet because he has also a lot of weaknesses. And well, the best and most profitable way to attack is to capture this stone. This is very big profit for white. This is Sente, and from here black is settling his group while making quite a nice territory. And this is the end of this fight. We noticed that black managed to live, but white is still not yet alive. He has only one eye. White escaped with his weak group while attacking black also. This move is threatening to cut in between the stones, so black has to do something about this, and now white closes in while protecting his own cut. And here black is threatening to cut, and white ignores, and black cuts, and white dies. So this is what happened in this game, and now we will go back from the beginning and look at the important parts, see why everything happened in this way. Okay, so to start with, here's some comment about this move. If white play this kind of move, then we reverse to some. This is a common Joseki, so this is a possibility. White could also play here, which would make this black stone at e5 look quite strange. Now I don't know what black will play. If he continues like this, white has two main choices. He can continue to take nice shape on this side and allow black to extend. This locally I think is a bit better for white because he got a very nice shape and a lot of territory compared to black. And also white could choose to directly invade the side, like something like this. This or this, it's a difficult choice. And at any rate, this would be a little bit strange for black. So I could have played this is very normal way, but I prefer this a little bit. Even like this, black doesn't have a great continuation. His move in the real game is still not enough in my opinion, because white has a still very good shape on the left, and the two black stones, this is not a great shape. So normally, to be safe, black should extend with something like this. But if this happens, black's territory is quite small there, and white is tempted to play another large point. So, for example, if we continue with this Shimari and make the two large sides Miai, this would be very good for white, I think. So the next move in the game, this is a crucial uh, point of the game, is the first important move. With this move, black consciously allow white to invade on this side. This is an overextension from the two stones. It's too far away. But in exchange, black makes very good connection with the Hoshu on the right side. So this move is challenging white to fight. Normally at the beginning of the game, white doesn't want to fight because black has the first move. So even if the impulse is to directly invade in this area, white should think twice. Maybe if it's not so urgent to invade now, maybe he can postpone and invade later. Uh, how to decide if we invade now or we invade later? This is an important question, and I give you a great hint for this. You have to think from black's point of view. If black has a good continuation locally, then white should invade very quickly. If black doesn't have a good continuation, it means that white can postpone the invasion and choose a better timing. So let's see, if white plays some other place, and black defends with something like this, then this shape is not great for black. It's 4 stones to take this territory, which is not efficient. So this is out of the question for him. This jump looks nice. It's a very good move, building up on the left and the right as well. But this move, it's quite painful for black. He has to defend. And again, his shape locally, it's over concentrated, which leaves us with this continuation. This move, it's the way to increase this area. But it's a painful exchange to make because it gives white a lot of territory on the left side. And still, black's area here is large, so it can be invaded. But normally black doesn't want to make this kind of exchange. What he wants locally is to hit the vital point here. And later aim at this kind of slide on the side to take even more the white side base. So these kind of things are what the players have in mind right now. So because black doesn't have a great continuation locally, white choose to postpone the invasion and play the large point at c14. Just to study a little bit, if we invade, how would we like to invade here? We have to, when we decide to make this kind of invasion, we have to be very sharp in using the weak points of the opponent's shape. So in my opinion here, this is the good invasion point because it aims at cutting this Keima. Next, this cut is very severe. Black cannot allow this. So forcing black to protect this kind of cut in Sente with this shape, this is profitable for white because black shape is heavy and not so good. And this exchange makes white quite strong on the left side. So black is not happy at all to make this exchange. So by invading like this and forcing black to make a bad exchange for him, this is a good profit for white. And also, except this cutting point at A, white has some more continuations. This escape with B, it's very good point, very safe. And also this shoulder move looks nice from shape point of view. So you see that if we invade here, white has 3 good continuations, which is more than enough to feel safe with this stone. So when we decide to invade in this kind of area, we have to be very careful about the choice of the technical choice of the move. And the choice should be with this kind of considerant, because we invade in an area where the opponent is strong, we have to always think of an escape route. So B and C are great in this case. And also we have to try to use the weakness of the opponent and counter-attack if possible. For example, if white wants to use this kind of weakness in black EMA too directly and he plays something like this, then when black plays here, if white answers like before, then he will quickly lose the stone at f3, which is very bad for him. So he probably has to make this kind of exchange, but this time we notice that the invasion stone is quite weak, and also there is a cutting point now at c6. So okay, white can move with something like this. But compared to before, white shape is also heavier, and he made some bad dodge on the left side. So this is very much inferior to the other invasion point. So yeah, as a conclusion, this is the proper move here if you want to invade. I was aware of this move, of course, but I decided to play more constructive for the moment because it's not urgent. The lower side, the black doesn't have a good move there. So next, this is the biggest area, so black will play there, and white naturally comes here. This is a good flow for both players actually. Black, it's worried about the invasion here, so in a way white has some psychological advantage already because black left some weakness, but at the same time, if black managed to make this territory in this fashion without defending with one more move, it will be over efficient. So white has to be also very careful. This area is a hot spot for the rest of the game. This is a test move. This is safe way to play. Black doesn't have great continuations now. He can try, for example, this sequence. This is a typical Joseki. White has many ways to play here. He can choose to sacrifice in this fashion. This gives black a large territory, but white makes a very strong thickness, and his move at t10 or t11 are sent in this shape. This could be feasible for white, but it's a bit slow on territory. Black makes a lot. So another way, it's this fight. And in this kind of joseki, it's very important to analyze before starting this sequence if this ladder is good for white or not. In this position, if we look carefully, ladder goes like this. So the ladder is good for white, which means black cannot cut here. If he cannot cut here, he has to play here, which is a very painful exchange. So if this kind of fight starts so early in the game, then black is not so happy. Well, he can make this kind of exchange and then, for example, try to attack white's group even more. But this move will be sente, and white is not so weak with this kind of stones, and black made only 2 points on the side while giving away the corner. So this way of playing, it's possible, but it's a bit risky for black in my opinion. But anyway, this was a test from him, so we noticed that he doesn't really intend to continue right away, but more like the real intention is to attack the entire white group. But in my opinion, this kind of exchange is almost always bad for black, because white makes very strong shape and black shape is still incomplete. White can still invade in Sansan. So it's strange to start attacking by making the opponent's stone strong and then expect to get a good result. Of course, if white defend now here, which will be very solid, black would make a lot of profit. So this feels a little bit too slow for white, lacking fighting spirit. So in the game I choose to enter Sansan, always in this kind of shape. When from Hoshi there are two extensions on the side, Sansan is a crucial, very important point. And normally this shape is not good for black, this kind of shape. He becomes very soft. The territory white makes in the corner is more than black makes on the outside, which means that basically this shape will become zero profit. So black took quite a big risk with R12, putting everything in attacking the group on the right side. But in exchange, he takes some serious loss in the corner. Like this, even more, white has a very comfortable life in the corner with some points. So now black has to really do something about his attack. But this is Ilya Shikshin style. He really likes to attack, so it's kind of normal, I guess. And here black has two main continuations to play this or this. Both of them are very nice points, but in my opinion, considering what happened so far, black should go for closing white game. This is a very important variation. White will probably play something like this to make life, but black will be quite solid overall. Okay, if black plays like this, white can continue with this honey and honey in the corner. This makes a quite big life for white. In exchange, black is quite solid. But indeed, this would be slow for black. Overall, if we consider the overall position, for example, if black play here now, I think white will press and then increase his moyo somehow. Even with this kind of move, is probably good enough. White has now a very large potential on the left side. He has the corner and the right side territory plus Komi, which is a lot of points, and black has only the lower side and some thickness in the center to compensate. So this looks very dangerous on points for black. This is why I believe that from the beginning to start this attack is not so great for black. So black instead choose the territorial way, but allowing white to break this force line here. You can see there's huge difference between white breaking here and separating black in two, and black playing here and connecting. It's a quite big difference. And black is also forced to jump with these two stones. So in my opinion, when black allowed white to jump at p10, the position is not good for black. His over-attacking style was bad in my opinion. But now it's a crucial moment. Now it's a really important move that white missed. This kind of Nozoki. This is normally a move that we don't like to play because it makes black strong, and then the weakness of white on the other side is even worse. But in this game, if we consider what happened next, at some point this Nozoki was not sent anymore. Black would just give away two stones. So from this point of view, it's very important to test now, while black aims at this cutting point. It's very important to test now if black wants to connect or not. I think right now he will 100% connect. And this move gives white the possibility to enter the lower side area later, so it's a very important starting point for this. And so it was crucial timing for white to play now. If white misses the timing of playing now, later it will be very difficult to get it in the same way. So the continuation here would be to peep, and then with good flow to protect here, black will no b, and then white should jump here. I think white can also jump here, But this, from shape point of view, it's a bit problematic. Black has this kind of cutting point later, so white shape is not complete. So this makes better shape, and of course black can cut. But if this happens, white is quite happy to enter the lower side area, which is the main territorial area for black. If black loses part of his territory here, then he will have a really hard time to catch up on territory in this game. So to give some continuations here, we have a possibility to play like this. But this, when white pushes, he threatens to enter the lower side. And if black protects here, then this honey is extremely painful. If this kind of thing happens, the game is almost finished, I think, because black is still quite very weak with the group in the center. He only have the lower side. It's a big territory indeed, but it's the only one serious territory that black has. And white has initiative in this game, so this is a very big failure for him. Which led us with the possibility to play Kosumi. This would be another way. In which case, I think white, from shape point of view, this would be the aim. If black tries to cut, then white will connect here. Okay, this is center for black, so he can connect here. But even if black gets some strength in the center, this what happened on the lower side is extremely painful for black. So he lost a lot of territory, and black became alive in center. So right now, still the jump at f7 looks great, so black should continue with something like this to finish his shape. But if white answer like this, I think black has not enough with his territory in the side towards the center to fight well in this game. So if this kind of thing happen, we see that it's difficult for black to cut. But at the same time, if he doesn't cut, it's difficult to find a good next move. The 4 stones are heavy, and here we notice the crucial effect that this exchange had on this sequence. In the real game, the fact that white missed this exchange changed everything. Just to one more mention in this shape, from shape point of view, there is a cutting point here. Black can cut in center. Now he threatens s9, so white has to defend. But at the same time, if black cuts like this, there is a cutting point at p12, so the 2 stones in the center are difficult to attack. And white, after playing s10, he has s12 to make quick life. So even if this kind of agi is possible, the timing of playing it for black it's quite difficult. So all in all, if white played this Nozoki right now, it would have made a big difference. So to conclude what we have learned so far, so first crucial point, first key point in this game was the invasion on this side, to invade now or later, and what is the invasion point, and what is the considerant to decide if we invade now or later. So we think if the opponent has a good move or not. And second key point here is the timing. If we miss the timing to play early this kind of Nozoki, later the situation will change, and this Nozoki will not be sent anymore. I think still, even now, white has the possibility to play here. But already, for example, if black plays something like this and white cut, we notice that already there is a slight difference compared to before. This exchange is a big minus for white, and it was not necessary anymore because white captured the 2 stones. So already it feels that the Nozoki is late. But if black doesn't want to sacrifice the 2 stones, it was still okay to Nozoki. Okay, so to continue, This sequence loses a lot of points for black. The corner is now quite big. So everything black did here was just to get m17, but I don't think it's good enough. If we calculate the territory black makes in this area and the territory white makes in the corner, it looks about even. So if we evaluate now the entire board, black has only the lower side as territory compared to white's left side. But white's left side is a little bit more solid than black's. But black is center now, so the key point here is how much can black get from his attack. So black jumps, and this move it's probably a bit over aggressive from my side. I was thinking to attack this black, but it's not easy to attack. What white should do in this situation? Probably white should press directly here because already the access from this side, you notice that now if white plays this Nozoki, it's probably not center anymore. White can choose to play here, black can choose to play here. So we notice that this area now becomes huge. So because of this, I think white should directly take care of this and play quickly here. And when black plays here, then maybe this flow is more natural because now the defensive move looks a little bit more natural. Or maybe white can choose some different way, like going for a quick life here. So this is a bit strange flow. Also, from white point of view, I think the fighting spirit of black that he wants to attack white so much kind of spread to me, and this is white now is himself full of fighting spirit, but this is not so great. This point in the center looks very nice, it's very important, and already what happens on the lower side starts to be impressively big. So white first tested here to see this answer. This tone may help in the future when white needs to sabaki. But now it's time to take attitude and play here. This I think it's a very big overplay from black. Right now, even if it's painful, black should defend his side. Black, well, Ilya Shikshin style will be also to cut here. He can try this, but when white extends, there is no way black can capture these two stones. He's quite weak on the side. He will still have to go back here. And now the shape is even thinner, and white can escape, for example, with this kind of sequence. White makes easy sabaki. So anyway, when white play here, still overall black's game is not so great. But this move puts black in a lot of danger because white tested here. Now, if black connects, then this Nozoki would be quite great. If this kind of things happen, then white counter attacks while defending, so this would be too bad for black. So black peeps here, and white connected and black counter attack. There's another variation here. White could this time. It's a bit difficult, but white could either Nozoki here, even now it's quite very late, but at least after this kind of exchange that spoils white shape here, white could cut the two stones and make life. And already black cannot close white very well. He has this kind of move now, making Miai of A and B. And also, if we consider that kind of cutting move, white could play here to connect. But what I didn't like in this game, this spoils white's shape very much. Now the eye shape it's quite difficult, and for example when black play here this time white doesn't have eyes at all, which is very unpleasant. So in the game I choose to connect solidly, but this allows black to play here. The beauty of this is white feels confident that he will not die. So when white play another move at g4, this clearly looks bad for black. If he cannot kill the white dragon, then black has a big problem. He lost a lot of his lower side potential, and the problem is that his attacking stones don't have a very clear profit. It's difficult to assess how profitable are those moves, and considering that those two moves were exchanged with those two moves that are clearly very important and very big, I think black's play here was quite strange. So black continue attack with this move, but we are still in Fuseki towards middle game stage. So at this point, to play this kind of second line move with quite small territorial profit, it's not a very big investment. It's not a good investment normally. So more and more being obsessed with his attack, black start to play on points that have not so great value. With this move, white is confident to make sabaki, but anyway, here I expected probably this kind of move. Black should be patient and continue his attack. The move in the game wants this pip, so he wants to save his two stones here, but I wasn't going to cut anyway. I think this kind of cut eliminates totally the agi from the stone at n7, so n7 becomes a very bad stone right now. And the cut has still a lot of agi. This Atari Sente with this kind of move, and everything from here, for example, later everything will be Sente. So actually, white's territory is not so big also. So, in my opinion, white should not aim at this cut, but he should aim at the other cut. This cut is much more severe and it's threatening a lot more. Even directly right now looks dangerous, but if black plays like this and fixes his shape, finally white was over aggressive. His group is almost dead on the right side, and he makes 3 stones that will surely be captured. So anyway, the idea was that black should continue in the center. This move here, obsessed with this Nozoki, makes things even worse for black. Black aims at this cut, as I said before, with A, B, C. This cut would be killer. White will die with half of his group. So white needs to protect with this kind of bad shape, but this actually takes center for white, which is a very big problem for black, because he didn't answer the Tsuki at m13, and now white can consider playing the Hane at l12. In this game, something I regret is I wanted very much in the game to try that variation directly. If black escapes, then white plays here and this. And now if black connects, this cut is extremely dangerous. Black has only 3 liberties with the cut group, and the problem is he cannot capture the 3 stones from outside. So he can try probably something like this, but when white play here, he will make some extra liberties, so he cannot be captured. And if this happens, the game is finished. But I was a bit concerned here that black will change the way he plays. When white play here, black will connect, and when white cuts, now there's many variations. Black can play also like this, for example. In this way, white shape on the outside is broken, and white is on inside. But still, if white continue entering with this kind of move in black area, maybe this is not so bad. But this was my main worry in the game, that black will not answer how white wants. This is why the order of moves in the game is different, but this makes a big A big difference because now black connects solidly here and white can capture this stone. But this time black doesn't run from this stone anymore. This kind of exchange would be a huge loss for black. Right now, of course, black can use, for example, the agi in this way and get some extra moves in the center, or he can also think about escaping with this kind of move, and white has to connect. So black escapes in center here. So all in all, anyway, white didn't get the best result here by playing directly the Hane, but still the end result of this black attack, it's terrible for black. These two stones that white managed to play in a row here are extremely painful for black. In exchange, black's attack failed quite badly because white escaped even by capturing the stone at m12 with good shape towards the center. And black's profit here is indeed he makes some thickness and he captured two cutting stones. And he get the stone at s12, but s12 is a rather small Jose play, and to invest in such a spot in the beginning of the game, this is quite a big loss for black. So right now the game is almost lost for black. He get his center move there, and now we get to the third key point. In my opinion, Go has some natural flow, and there is also the feeling of balance in Go that is very important. When there are 5 stones attacking 2 stones, normally the 2 stones should be sacrificed or try to escape in a light way. So common sense in this shape says that black should be polite here, should bow his head and play on the lower on the second line in order to save his 2 stones. Of course, this shape is quite painful for black, but he has to accept this reality. Otherwise, things can get worse. Usually, when you try to counter-attack being in such a big minority, the result cannot be good. So this is a completely unreasonable play from black. His fighting spirit is great, but in fact, the real result should be terrible for him. So too much fighting spirit in the Go game, it's also a negative thing. If you notice, if you look at top professional games, very often they defend with quite small-looking moves. This is normal. We cannot always attack in this game. Sometimes we have to defend. So here, White has had a choice also when he nobi. When I played this move, I was quite content. This is good enough because this move have a big impact on this side. White is getting stronger and stronger here. So already this exchange is a minus for black. Of course, if white managed to save his 2 stones. But on a second thinking, white had even more severe move here. White could try this move. This is a nice Tesuji. It's inducing this in order to play here. Of course, if black capture and white gets this Atari in center, this would be a terrible failure for black. So let's see other variations. After Atari once, black can try to escape. And now, if white connect, black will cut. In this variation, white cannot manage because if he save his 3 stones here, then this move is center and black can capture the other 2. So this would be a failure for white. But white can think to connect first here. Now black has to capture and then escape. Because black is Damezumari, if he pushes like this, at the last push he will be in Atari, so white has time to come back and fix his shape, which is good enough. So black considering this variation, black can try this, but against this, white can calmly play here, which is still nothing for black. So black can try this variation to play something like this. If white no be in the center for maximum resistance, then black can play like this. And white cannot escape with his 2 stones. This will be Atari, and black can capture 3 stones, and this would be a disaster for white. Which means that at this stage white should capture the stone. But if this happens, black is not yet alive. He has to play here, and if he has to play here, then this move will become Sente. Now black has to play some more to be alive, and all these moves are Sente for white. And then just about everything is okay for white. But this result is already black lost the game, because white made such a strong thickness towards the left side, and still he's Sente. Now he can think of moves like this to escape. He can even think of sacrificing. He can consider also moves like this for Sabaki. If black answer, then this move at k4 works perfectly to capture black in a geta. So, to go back, we noticed that white had a pretty serious counter attack that would probably finish the game quite fast. In the game I didn't consider this. I was also worried about time, so I said to myself, this is good enough. And this is again unreasonable from black. If black wanted to play this kind of move, he should first test here. If white answers, then black can play here. But of course, if black makes this kind of exchange, then white gets stronger and stronger on the left side, which is unpleasant. So black wants to play perfectly to not make any bad exchange if it's not necessary, but this attempt to play perfectly put him in trouble actually, because right now this timing is this is too late to play here. So when white play here, I think normally black is very close to collapse. This is a good Tesuji to Sabaki. If black connect and white play here, then well, black can still play here and white will answer. So I'm wondering, probably white was a bit soft here. When black played here, white should answer once. And if black connects, then white cuts, and black's shape is very weak. Black cannot even play this, because when white play here, he cannot connect. He will be in Atari. So his only choice would be to play something like this, but then the game is completely lost for black. On territory he managed nothing, because white lost his left side, but he made the territory on the lower side. But his group looks almost dead. If black plays like this and white something like this, for black it's a lot of trouble to live here. At this stage, I consider playing here, but this looked good enough for me. But still, the Nobi in the center is big, so probably white should have been more careful at this variation. Well, if black tries to resist here and white cut, this should be okay. Black is in big shortage of liberties, so I don't think he can fight this. So even if this is good enough for white, he let a little bit black off the hook with this sequence. And here also white could consider some more severe move like this. If white plays this exchange before, now for black is difficult. He cannot play directly here, because white will change a little bit the way he plays, and he can jump. Also for black to escape here with his group on the left so weak is not a good idea. He will probably die with the group. So black would be in a lot of trouble. This move, it's another move that lets black a little bit easy. But even so, when white played this exchange, if we look the black shape, black is still not alive. So even if white played quite soft, he didn't try to punish black so much, black is still in a ridiculous position because this group is not alive. And white is Sente. White is very thick now. He has a lot of territory on the lower side this time, where black normally could have made territory. So overall, white is quite satisfied, especially that he got Sente. So things just are getting worse for black in this game. And this is a light move to test black answer. In my opinion, if black answer with something like this, already this is a nice profit for white. White cannot think to invade here. This is a bit dangerous. It looks too deep. But at the same time, if black plays something else, somewhere else, this would be a nice spot for black, eliminating the agi and making territory on a large scale. So this is the meaning of this move, to lightly prevent black from playing k5. And even white can consider if he can escape with the two stones or not, but only with this exchange already white profit a little bit, so he can switch to some other large point on the board. This would be a very nice move now. Feeling this liberty makes the agi of escaping even worse. Makes this group rock solid in the center, and overall white is ahead also on territory and also on thickness. This would be really easy game. So black choose to resist again, so of course it's a fighting spirit over fighting spirit. This move would be still okay if black now calms down and capture the two stones here. This of course it's a bit painful, but if black doesn't capture these two stones, things get even worse. What happened in the real game, black played here, and this is the point where something happened to me, and I know what. This is the point where your own knowledge can become your worst enemy. My first intention in this shape was, if black play like this and cut, I would play this and save the two stones. To continue a little bit in this variation, black can defend his lower side territory in center like this, but then he has a dangerous cut at 07. He has to connect, and white should be careful about the agi at j6, so he has to play one more move. But this result would be absolutely terrible for black, because now his 4 stones in the center are cut and very weak. And his group on the left side is not yet alive. So when white plays here, this is very dangerous for the left side group as well. So if this kind of thing happens, the game is really finished, I think, for black. If we compare this to the real game, in the real game black made almost as much territory on the lower side. Actually, by capturing the two stones in the center, his territory is maybe even bigger than is now. So what happened in the real game, it's an extremely big failure for white, and this happened because I denied my own reading, and at the last second I started thinking that normally it's not good to give Ponuki, and I should not give Ponuki, and so on. So this way of thinking was the losing way for white. We have to keep a free mind, and when it's necessary, we can break the rules without problem. So normally this Ponuki, indeed, to give up the white stone like this is a very, very painful move. But at the same time, connecting the center stones with such a good shape and threatening the cut at 07 and isolating the 4 stones in the center, it's such a big profit that it's actually this is very bad sequence for black. He took a Panuki, but his loss is much bigger. So we notice that black's fighting spirit here is completely out of uh, out of line, and here the game should be finished normally. But in the last moment, white changed his mind and played here, which allowed black to solidly connect under. And now, even if white play like this, white cannot connect. This is a good move. White cannot connect his two stones because of his Damezumari. So finally, when he lost the two stones in the center like this, the result in this local fight is horrible for white. White just managed to get a few points where he was strong already. In exchange, he eliminated all the Agi. Black kept his territory with nice shape. And the two stones are captured with very thick shape from black. So this is the first losing stage of for white in this game. It's still very difficult for black to win this game, but this local loss here gives him hope. This is a good way to answer because there is a lot of agi if black answers on top. Then after white play here, which is a very large endgame move, black will have to play somewhere else, and then this agi to play Yose like this. This makes quite a big difference in territory. So black choose to play solidly here, white Nozoki here, and then choose to play here. This is a quite solid move, eliminating all kinds of center moves from black. But it lost a lot of its impact because the two stones are captured with such a solid shape. So white already start to feel uncomfortable in this game. And this is a very large move on points, but it's completely gote without impact on the strength of stones. And we are still having on this board a Fuseki type of point around here. That looks much bigger actually than what black did. So this is again a mistake from black. But white's move here is very questionable. In my opinion, white has two choices now. He can either play like this, take the large point. This is a very calm and composed way of playing, and should be normally good enough. Also, white could start attacking this black. This is a large move in itself on territory, and also if white starts attacking, then the agi of invasion at c12 becomes much less. So this decision to play from here, it's a bit strange because even if black answer like this, it feels like this exchange lost a little bit for white. Anyway, white start to have some center potential, which is also big. And this is the bonus from black's move at g2. This is black's bonus. And here is another key point. This is about playing sharp. In the game, of course, I consider playing this move. Um, Players who have a little bit knowledge of shape instantly should think about this. And if black tries to cut, he will lose the stone, so the cut is not possible. So even if I consider this move, in the game I told myself, let's play solid, so I connected directly here. But this is unforgivable for white. This move lose a lot of points. If later black gets this move in the corner, the territory difference is huge. So losing so many points unconditionally, it's completely out of the question for white. So this was terrible. White should of course answer here. This efficiency in local situations matters very much at the end of the game, because if we lose 1 point, let's say, with each exchange of moves, a normal Go game has between 200 and 300 moves, so we can lose like 100 points easily if we keep on making mistakes like this. So this is, for a professional player, I have to make mea culpa here, this is completely unforgivable, to unconditionally lose points like this. And actually feeling this liberty has totally no impact on black, so there was no reason to play like this. And what is more funny is that in the game, of course I considered this move, and then I decided not to play it because I told myself I want to play solid, which is very strange. Okay, and we are getting close to the last stage of this game. When black came here, white should seriously consider his next move, otherwise things are not looking so great on territory already. At this stage, considering that white play this kind of moves and make some thickness in the center, and also considering that he has some attack on black, white should play the center, in my opinion. So here, this kind of move would be normal. If black answer, white can start this attack on black. Black relies on this kind of sabaki to escape. And at this stage, white can continue. The ideal option would be to play something like this. And, well, this kind of move is always center for white. But it will exchange with this connection, which gives away 2 stones, which is a loss for white on territory. So white should play nothing here. Just reinforce his corner. And for black, it's very difficult to enter this center area because he has the Agi with his weak group. So in this fashion, by making this larger territory here, white could still win the game. Well, this was a test. Of course, black will answer there. And this is, again, a very soft move from white. White is concerned about the Tsuki at c17, which is normally the continuation. But if white plays like this and black Tsuki and white resists strongly, even if black makes some life in the corner, the center was more important. White can make a lot of points in the center. And also, of course, white has this severe attack on black's group on the left side, so white should fight like this. With this, I expected this move, which would look normal for black, and then probably white would start this attack and try to expand his territory, so probably the game would continue with something like this, which was kind of my plan, but it was a soft plan. Black feels that if he doesn't play here, he will probably be behind on territory, so black stakes everything on the survival of these 3 stones. This looks very unreasonable from black. White is quite strong, and especially this resistance really looks like a lot. But right now, white should be more careful with his next move. I think normally white should start the attack from here to start to get some thickness in order to be able to attack the other stones. So here, if black answers like this, then white can take this stone, but then black will make good shape in this fashion, and he's almost connected. So here white can choose to preserve his Sente move at A, which is important, and now restart the attack on black in the center. The problem is how to attack black. It's a little bit difficult here how to attack. White can consider pushing, Kosumi, and protecting the cut with this kind of good shape. So these are the normal moves that we can consider here. So let's see. If white push, black cannot Nobi because this starts to be too dangerous for him. He doesn't have where to go. So probably black Sabaki style would be to play like this. If white resists, then black cut. And from here it's a little bit difficult to read this continuation, but black can aim at cutting at m18. So this kind of continuation can be quite severe. So for example, if this kind of thing happen, now black can play this and cut white, which would mean the end of the game, of course. So against this looks unreasonable for white to resist. So white can play something like this maybe, but then black is connected, and white still has to play here to try to block black. But then we have this kind of cutting point, which is a bit dangerous. So all in all, this result is not so clear for white. Let's see this kind of move. Against this, black will probably play like this, and then Hane. White would like to Hane here, but then the cut looks dangerous after. Black will Nobi, but then white has to deal with the cut. So probably this would be correct. At least in this variation, this AG, which is quite severe, it's less dangerous for white. White can expect this. If black wants to be very severe, he should play something like this in order to save his cutting stone, but then white can quite easily sabaki. This already looks dangerous for black, and also white can always connect here, which means that black's attack ended with nothing. So finally, to continue a little bit, anyway, this kind of exchanges would have been important to make. White was reluctant to make them because he stands to lose the two stones, but already the game is nearing completion, so it's time to take some decisions. So white can also continue like this, but anyway, whatever the continuation, now white is quite strong in the center, which makes a big difference compared to the real game. In the real game, white was reluctant to make this kind of exchanges, so the fight started here. And now this is a really severe move, but also looks a bit unreasonable. So basically black's plan is to play something like this, and if white tries to capture his group, he's going for the big white dragon on the right side. But things are not so easy, but also not so easy for white. So this was very difficult calculation in BOME. So in the end, white chickened out here and choose the safe way of playing. This may be still good enough, but white should be very careful, because now black, by capturing this stone, black made some profit. And now it's too difficult to kill this group. It's quite solid, and overall on territory, white starts to be behind. So we notice also that if the game is rather close, the failure of white to take the point at A may be decisive in this game. Okay, so now is a key point number, I don't know, 5 or 6, I forgot. Anyway, this is a very important point of the game, and surprisingly here I was totally not paying attention to this shape, because I was in Byoyomi, I was reading some other parts of the board. But here white's answer actually decided the game. After Byoyomi started ticking, I carelessly played this. This looks like shape. But when white played like this, he actually lost his eye here. Even if he plays one more move now, he cannot make another eye. And losing this eye, it's a very big loss. So this kind of local efficiency is very, very important. So again, after missing the point here, in the real game, White missed the second really important point on like this kind of local ability, and this cost me the game. White should keep his eye here. If White plays like this, Black cannot counter. In this way, White will capture the two stones, and still White will have one eye there. So after this move, no matter how Black plays, White has one gote eye at t7. This was a huge difference because in the end of the game, this group died because he didn't have this eye. So you see how apparently something that is not important can be extremely important in the game. So White missing this move, it's a very, very careless way of playing. Of course, at this stage, White has also the connection at m18, and he looks overall quite alive. So I didn't think about the eyes of the group, which makes the timing for Black. The timing when he played this was very, very tricky, because psychologically White was not prepared for an attack, so he was careless in this local situation. And now after Black breaks the side, White also lost the eyes with his group. Well, Black has to take gote to fix his shape as well, so White can escape. So White is not in lethal danger or anything, but the fact that he lost his eye on the right side puts some pressure on his group, which is having a lot of impact because now it's more difficult to attack Black. So we see from the sequence here, up to here, okay, so White played on filling, he's still keeping some territory on the left side and attacking Black. So at this stage, on territory, already Black starts to be ahead. So for him to make eyes right now would be good enough, I think. If he makes eyes with his group, it's something like this, then White can start this kind of attack. But as I said before, here Black has this kind of easy escape, so he's in not danger of dying. And on territory already White was quite careless in many parts of the board, and on territory just the left side doesn't look good enough anymore. So here Black should have stopped his fighting spirit style and just wrap up the game. Anyway, this exchange is okay for Black because he threatens next the cut. So for example, if Black now makes eyes, White has to protect. And Black is Sente, now he can play here. And this would be very clear win for Black this time. Just to mention, here Black cannot die. He has one eye here and one eye here, so he's alive. So this move was probably played on impulse, and it looks like Black is killing White. But in fact, this is very dangerous for Black, this attack. In the real game, White made a huge mistake. This again, I think this was the shock because at this stage I realized my mistake on the right side, missing the eye on the right side, which was huge, and I was under a big shock because for a professional player to make mistakes in such simple places, it's very painful. I mean, the mea culpa, it's very severe in such cases. So when Black played here, White was under shock and he made again very simple mistake. If the cut happens like this and the Black stone comes here, then the game is truly finished because White doesn't have any attack on Black. If white tries to take the eyes, black can very simply connect. And if white tries to cut, then black will just kill the center stones, and this is not good enough. So let's see what white should have done. Instead of connecting at h12, white should connect on the other side. Now black cuts, and white plays here. And it's very easy to see the difference. Already on the outside, on this spot, before was a black stone, now there is a white stone. This makes a very, very important difference, because when white starts, for example, this attack on black, black cannot connect anymore. So he can try, for example, this kind of things. But surprisingly, because the move at J9 arrive in this shape, black cannot cut white. He cannot capture the three cutting stones. If he plays like this, then white will simply play here and he's connected. If white is connected here, it means that black group is cut and is in danger. Also, what other moves can black try? If black tries this move, then white can just simply cut like this. Even this Atari is Sente, but we notice that for white is Niai to cut at A or capture at B. So this is still not working. So in fact, this is another very, very simple mistake from white. There are two ways to connect here. In one way, a black stone will be here, and in another way, a white stone will be here. So of course, white should choose this variation. And not only that, the added bonus to this variation is that after this, white has a code to make life. So if black connects, then now when white play here, black clearly lost his eye shape. Before, there was not even this kind of code. So in this kind of variation, I think what would have happened in this situation, black would have to play here. And already white is not dead, there is ko. But more than that, white can now try to go for the kill. Because he's behind on territory anyway, he can try to kill black. Just as an observation, this kind of move is not working because white can play this. So black should somehow separate this white stone, and then when white plays here, if black plays here, there is ko on the white group, but also on the black group, and this kind of ko is already not pleasant for black because first of all, white got e18, which is a large endgame move, and second, if both will leave by, for example, let's push the sequence a little bit more. If both groups will leave, for example, white can play this kind of quadret, and now if black leave like this and white leave like this, on territory there will be a big difference already. White can live with a lot of profit. So white has a lot of local quadrets, which means that already this ko is enough for him to live. And because black is also in mortal danger, black cannot keep the ko going on for too long. Also, semi-eye between black and white is out of the question because black is shorter. So this was, in fact, a really big chance that black gave to white with the last move. This looks like the killing move, but in fact was a move that could have lost the game for black. But white made the last mistake with this connection, and now the game is totally finished. So you see that in this game, from the beginning, black was very aggressive and attacking, but he didn't attack for profit. He attacked for the sake of attacking and trying to kill, which is normally not good, and because of this black fell behind very quickly in the game, and then it got worse and worse. So black was in danger to lose the game very clearly in various stages of this game, but somehow white never managed to deliver the final blow. With each unreasonable move that black played, white made mistakes. So in the end, white fell behind on territory, and he even missed his last chance to turn the game around. So if I were to conclude this game, I would say what my teacher, I would remember what my teacher used to say, that whenever he comes to Europe, his impression of the European players is that they are like blind cyclops, swinging their club around, trying to kill everything with a lot of power, a lot of force. But because they are cyclops, they have only one eye, and also they are blind, they see nothing. So uh, it's very difficult for them to actually deliver a blow. If the opponent is skillful and he can dodge, then it's very easy to evade such powerful but chaotic blows. But in this game, okay, if Ilya was the blind cyclop, then I was the old man, very slow in dodging, and instead of successfully dodging his blows, I managed to jump into every blow and make it worse. So I managed to take all the blows from the blind cyclop in this game, and well, this is my shame and my lesson. Uh, if I were to say the most important point in this game, at the end, it's a very good lesson also for me, but I think for most stronger players, to not become the slave of your own knowledge. So here, despite having the good instinct to play the right variation, in the last moment I hesitated, and finally, without even reading this continuation, I played here because my own knowledge told me that it's too big to give this panuki. Uh, this kind of trap that we can set upon ourselves, it's very instructive to notice, and that's why it's very important to, if you want to become a strong player, to free your mind and not be afraid to play any type of move, no matter how weird it looks or how bad is the shape. To play it, if you trust your reading, then don't be afraid to play anything at all. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this comment. See you for future videos. Goodbye.